Welcome back to my channel. I am looking at solos from Dance Moms, and these are fan favorites from season 3 and season 4. If you remember and you watched and you liked, I did solos from season 1 and 2. So this is like a part 2. We're doing solos from season 3 and 4, and these are your favorites. I love this music. It is adorable, and I don't say that about a lot of the music we used on Dance Moms. The way the singer presents the song, it's like sassy and edgy and hot. But it's about a dog, and it's age appropriate. It's so cute. Now, let me go back to the best thing about this solo. The guy that's sitting in front of me with the big smile is my dear, dear friend, John Culbertson. He owns Dance Attack in Miami, Florida. He is a fabulous guy. He is originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We kind of grew up together. Now, you'll have to figure out who's older. It's me, I'm older. And go give his Instagram a shout out. John Culbertson at Dance Attack in Miami, Florida. And he's sitting in front of me with a huge smile. She needs to stretch her feet on the side aerials. They're so strong and so clean, and her legs are really straight, but the feet are not so high. Gotta make your eyes pop, pop. Rock that, rock that. You wanna see me rock that? All right, the end of the music, she's right on time, but I feel like something was left out of the dance. Either she forgot a step, or maybe the editing wasn't really together, because Asia is so high energy and so forceful when she dances. She is just like in your face. And all of this was like so slow, and she just went around, and it was like, rock that. The next solo from season 3 and 4 is Paige. This routine was called Get Up, Get Loud, Get Tough, because I wanted Paige to toughen up. She is just frail and sweet and kind. She's a very nice little girl. But there was another dance teacher, I don't even want to mention his name. He was really going in on Paige, talking about this little girl. Now, he's a grown man talking about a little girl, which everybody says, well, I'm a grown woman and I'm talking about the kids. Their parents pay me to tell them what's right and what's wrong. I am their teacher. You know, what's the saying? I'm going to talk about my kid, but I don't want anybody else talking about my kid. Same thing. I wanted Paige to stand up for herself. I wanted her to get up, get loud, and get tough. Let's see if she did. She starts out with the back handspring. The legs were a little sloppy. I would have liked to see that cleaner. But then she does a big C-sewn, and Paige looks good. This is when Paige was really starting to grow. I don't mean like grow as a dancer. I mean get taller. You kind of go through that awkward stage as you get older, and you go through puberty and you get taller, and then you have to catch up with your height. Well, the same thing goes for dancers, especially when you're doing acrobatics or gymnastics. When you grow a lot, several inches, it takes your brain and all your muscles a little bit of time to catch up with your body. And everybody goes through that. So when you're tumbling and you do round off back handspring or back handspring, back tuck, whatever, it's different. The taller you get, the harder it is to do. Winners never quit and quitters never win. That's a lyric in the song. How appropriate is that for Paige? It's great. And it talks about being a can-do rather than a can't. I'm not going to listen to the can't because I can. Those are lyrics in the song. That is wonderful. Those are words to live by, kids. Hit the aerial walkover. Beautiful aerial walkover, and then she does a handstand, chest roll down, and like a handstand cabriole down to the floor, and knees are bent. Knees are bent. Paige remembered the entire routine. That's great. Good girl. But this routine was more important than just what you saw on stage. This routine was important because I wanted her to get up, get loud, get tough, and stand up to this male choreographer, this grown man. And that's hard for a little girl to do. But she did it. I wanted her to actually go right up to him and ask him why he was talking about her. Why would he be concerned with her talent or her technique or her ability to compete against his students? Why? And I think that that moment in time right there changed Paige's life. Probably wherever she is now and whatever she's doing, I think she's in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure where she goes to school, but she probably stands up to people. And had I not made her do that, she probably wouldn't. In season 3, Kendall does a routine called Look at Me Now. Well, come on. You know what we're going to say, right? Let's look at Kendall now.
At me now.
I love this costume. Chartreuse. It's like electric. I love it.
He's entered the building. Hey, killer, I'm gonna stay all night. I can't take.
Really pretty girl. She looks great in this costume. There's some things on her wrists though, so she really needs to use her hands when she's dancing, because the way the little added piece on the costume, it's going to draw a lot of attention to her hands. She does an aerial walkover right at the top. Now, the angle where they shot it from the corner, why they would be back there shooting, I have no idea. It doesn't look so great. But from the audience, it looked fabulous. And from where the judges are sitting, she looks like she's really high, like a lot of ballon. She has a lot of elevation up in the air. The judges are like really into the music. It's fast. The singer really articulates the words. However, it's quick, quick, quick. And Kendall does a series of turns. Now the turns are good. However, she drops her elbows. She lets her elbows drop. She doesn't support her arms from her back. And that's something that we worked on for years. And the other bad thing about Kendall with this particular piece of music, she has to cut her movements off. So she doesn't finish the movement. She doesn't get to finish that last turn. She has to chop it off abruptly to get into the next step or she's going to be late. And, you know, that's a pro and a con at the same time. All right, the routine is tough because of the stamina. That was Kendall's biggest problem. Throughout the entire run of Dance Moms, Kendall always looked to me like she was dancing in water on stage. I don't mean like there was puddles on the floor. I mean like she was under the water and she had to push so hard to do the next step. When you're doing a routine, it's high energy and it's fast, you start to peter out at the end. That's what was happening to Kendall. You could see at the very end, she started to like lose the momentum. She wasn't right on top of the music. She was more like sitting in the pocket of the music. So, did she do a nice job? Yes. She has a beautiful turnout. When she does that pirouette with her hands on her waist and that leg is really turned out in passe, it looks great. And she hit the ending and she even gave a big wink at the end. This next routine is from season 4, episode 9. It's Chloe with Into Me. Chloe starts out with some beautiful turns. You can see her body in this costume and she looks amazing. Her rib cage is tight and closed. The shorts sit pretty low on her hips, but she has the figure to pull it off. She looks really good. Now, she does this pirouette at the beginning and she takes her leg outside and ronde jambs it behind and she bobbles a little bit. Let's see if she can recover. You can see right there she recovers. When I say recover, not so much for the audience or for the judges, but in your own mind. You know you bobbled. Can you pick it back up and do it better so that the judges forget about the bobble? And she does that. She just did that now. When she does that outside flex foot pirouette, it is beautiful and she just hangs on to the end of it. And that's when she has her confidence back. And I know she's going to get through the routine. She's doing a really nice job. Her turns look beautiful. I'd like to see her higher in relive, but she's doing a good job. all these girls, Paige, Kendall, Chloe, they're all tall. They need to really watch their posture. They need to really open their sternum and their décolleté and press their shoulders back throughout. When they dance, turn, jump, they're great. When they walk or the transition steps, that's when you see the posture go. I would have scored Chloe really high on this if I was judging, because it was clean, it was confident, and there wasn't anything risky. Like, it didn't look like she was gonna mess up anything. It was just clean and smooth throughout the routine. I like excitement. I like to be on the edge of my seat. But with Chloe, it's better to be sure and positive and clean than it is to go and do some crazy move that's risky that she might miss, because that makes her flustered. Did you like that? Into me. What would a season of Dance Moms be without a routine to cry? We had Maddie do it in our fan favorites from season 1 and 2, and now we have Mackenzie doing it in our fan favorites from season 3 and 4. This was from season 4, and it is Mackenzie doing Cry.
Forgot what it's like to just feel okay.
That switch jeté thing was not as clean.
No more rain and I.
She looks sweet. You know what's difficult about doing this routine for Mackenzie is the whole world saw her sister do it. You know, there's dance studios out there, and you all know who you are if you're watching. They do routines for years and years and years. I swear. They take a solo that a kid did and 2 years later give it to another child and charge the money for it. I took some really big winning numbers that I knew would do well and the audience would appreciate, our viewing audience, like the Helen Keller routine or like the Diary of Anne Frank. And I put them on kids for the show.
Thing to cry. Oh, I'm so low.
I'd have to look. I'm not sure if Maddie does an inside double attitude turn, but I know Mackenzie just did a single. Now, the aerial walkover. Up and under, girls. Not out. I used to be on Mackenzie's back constantly about her shoulders not being aligned and her hips not being aligned, because she would take every front walkover, front limber, front handspring trick and turn it into a tinsica using one hand and then the other. She always came up crooked, and you can really see that on the aerial front walkover.
Soul has left my body.
Okay, the fan kick was not so hot. The arabesque saute coupe turning, aerial, great. She just doesn't straighten the back of her knees. It's not like she hasn't been told. The jeté change direction, she really doesn't hit that split either. Come on, Mackenzie. Good straddle jump. Leap. Good straddle leap. Front foot on the grand jetés. Scary. She kind of comes out of that last turn in the a la secondes. The pirouette, it's a little choppy as she comes out, but she did it. Did it give me that same warm and fuzzy feeling when Maddie did it? I'm going to say no, but this is a fan favorite. If you guys liked it, more power to you. Nia Frazier, this is season 4, episode 28. 28! Episode 28! Look at your favorite television shows. See how many episodes there are. Maya Angelou passes away. And this is our take on Goodbye, Maya. This is a great number. I love the way it starts with Nia laying on the floor. Let's watch. Can we just say this costume is perfection on her, and the headpiece, everything works. She looks strong. She looks empowered. She looks focused. We need to see the same strength and conviction that Nia always uses, but also see the clean technique. She has great arms. When you use your arms in a turn, when you have your arm at first and you take it out to second, it doesn't get thrown behind your back, behind your body line. It only goes to second. You can see in that shot from above on Nia that when she opens and closes her arms from first to second, She never throws her arms back, which is good. Right here after the leap, watch the turns. Open, nice. That left foot, as she goes to the floor, it flexes.
Maya Angela speaks to me. She says, no, don't run.
Nia did a good job. I remember this routine. I didn't want Nia to yell on stage. I just wanted her to speak loudly and enunciate. We worked on this, but I didn't want her to yell. However, the music was supposed to lower the volume. So when we recorded it and they worked on the music, we wanted to pull the volume down so that when she spoke, she could just speak, right? She didn't have to yell at anyone. Well, it was easier said than done. And she had to really yell over the beginning part of the music the first time she speaks. This was a good number for Nia, and it was also great preparation. Years later, Nia did an off-Broadway show, and she had to sing and dance and say lines while she was dancing, right? And she learned just how difficult it is to use your vocal cords and use your diaphragm and sing or speak even while you're dancing. Hey everybody, do you know that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that refers to if someone like plays a trick on you, whatever, shame on them. They shouldn't do that. But if they play it again and you fall for it again, shame on you, because you should have learned, you should have been smarter, you should have been wiser. So let's take a look at the next fan favorite. It is from season 4, episode 27, and it's Maddie with Fool Me Once. So it has kind of this piano bar 1930s sound to it. And the costume is your normal two-piece little lyrical costume, but we used a headband going around her head parallel to the floor. So it's like that Charleston headache band. And it just has that vibe. It's very easy peasy. Listen.
I should be happy, everything's falling in place.
You see this huge change of emotion. She went from this little flirty over the shoulder thing to angry and rough and hard and hurt. Did you hear that in the music? Yes, and you see it through the choreography. And what about this? All those facial expressions, one after another, the change in emotion, 3 changes in emotion in each routine. You know, we taught all of the kids that. We didn't just teach Maddie that and not Chloe or not Kendall or whatever. We taught them all that. They just didn't all use it or remember it or think it was the way to go. They doubted us. She listened. She did what she was told. And it paid off. Another one from season 4. I guess season 4 was better than season 3. I don't know. This is Kendall with the jazz solo. Demand applause.
Tell me you wanna believe. Give me the love that I need.
I like this number. I liked it with the turn, the way she did it in rehearsal too.
To show the world why everybody loves me.
It was good. She cleaned it back up. But that beginning turn, that could have brought the score way up. This was a big number for Chloe, I remember. And I haven't seen the costume pop up yet, but I believe it's blue and silver and had stars on it, because I remember buying those stars in New York City, traipsing around the garment district looking for solid rhinestone stars. Not sequin appliques, but rhinestone ones. I think she has them on her costume. She has one in her head. Yeah, they're the stars. They're like silhouettes of a star. It's pretty. I don't know what the overhead camera is all about. I'm gonna say something. Not just Chloe, all dancers do this. She drops onto her heel out of her turns or out of leg things. So She does these gorgeous turns. Da, 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 da. So the free leg, right? The leg that's in passe or coupe or straight out in front of her. You want to step out into that foot. You want to step ball first, heel down into that foot. But the leg you're standing on, the leg that should be up, your heel off the floor, that means releve, to rise. So your heel's up off the floor, right? And you're on the ball of your foot. When you step out onto the other foot, or you roll to the floor, you kick, or you do whatever, you want to transfer your weight to the other foot. You don't want to take this foot and go boom and drop your heel, boom. And that's a bad habit that Chloe does. A lot of dancers do it. And you see it happen here. And that's what makes kind of it look abrupt sometimes, the movement, where maybe her rival doesn't do that. She steps out of it so it looks more fluid. Nice job, excellent posture at the end and on stage. That's hard for the tall girls because they try to round their shoulders to make themselves smaller, so don't do that. So she looks good in this number. I remember this song because when I listen to it, it sounds a little country western, but it's really not. That was Chloe with Lucky Star. Rounding off the top 10 fan favorites. This is Birthday from season 4, episode 1. She just looks so regal and classy on stage. All right, Maddie is really into this. She's dancing. There's a lot of a movement, a lot of changing of directions. And the voice, this is Rachel Sage. I don't even have to look it up, I know. Rachel Sage is an artist that gifted her music to us. Her entire library. We could use whatever we wanted. The network paid nothing for it. The production company paid nothing for it. And she was so gracious and so forthcoming. And even when she did a new song and it wasn't even released yet, she would give it to us to use. You can see that Maddie's becoming a more advanced dancer here. You know, everybody thought, oh, she was always good. She was always good. Well, yeah, but now she's doing inside 2.5 attitude turn. She's doing a la seconde to double pirouette, a la seconde double, a la seconde double. The level of difficulty has quadrupled in her routines. The other kids, some yes, some no. And sometimes they fall out of it or they don't hit it. But I can see Maddie, she tries to make it look effortless. And if you would go through this routine over and over watching, when she does something difficult, the face kind of disappears because she's pushing for it. She's making sure she nails it. And then in between, lighter stuff or easy stuff, that's when she really turns the face on. I said in the audience, it looks like she's crying at the end because the song is about, you know, the birthday, but some kids have a big fun birthday party with a huge cake and candles to blow out and friends to cheer them on, and other kids don't. No. Even some adults do and some adults don't. All right, good job, Maddie. That was a great way to end fan favorites, season 3 and season 4. Do you want a season 5 and 6? Well, I don't know. Things got a little more turbulent then. But please, write in the comments below. Tell us what you want to see next. And maybe I'll tell you a little bit about judging and how and why and what you look for when you're a judge at a dance competition. Keep watching my channel. Subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and like this video.